Alright, so I'm going to show how to open up and disassemble this ASUS UX461U. Alright, so first thing we're going to need is a pentalobe, sorry, not a pentalobe, a Torx T5 screwdriver. Alright, so we'll take that, and we're going to remove all the screws and keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. So the way I do that, I take the screw out, I put them with the flat side of the head down, and I'll just put them in the pattern that I remove them. So here you can see it's like a rectangular shape, so I will just put them in that rectangular shape. Alright, so far the corner screw is longest, the center screws seem to be shorter. Okay, again, you do want to keep them in order because if you do mix them up, even if they look the same, you can sometimes cause issues. So I always like to put back the same screw exactly where I got it. So if it came from here, I'm going to put it here, not over here. Alright, a lot of people I see, they'll just throw them all in a bucket and then, or something, a container, and then put them back wherever. But that's not really a good idea because if you do mix them up, they can cause problems. These screws do seem to be longer if you did happen to mix them up. And then it looks like these front screws are short, just like the two back here. Okay, once we get all the screws out, we're going to go ahead and pop off the bottom cover. It looks like a suction cup would help with this. So if you have a suction cup, if you don't, you can use tape. The way I use tape to do this is you put two pieces of tape like that and then have them meet towards the center, so it kind of acts as like a pull tab that you can just pull up on. Alright, but anyways, we're going to try this with the suction cup first. So I'm going to get my fingernail at this gap here, okay, so, or the seam. So I'm going to try and hold it down and use the suction cup to pull the cover up, and it came out pretty easily. So it comes out just like that. Okay, no problem. The fan is a tiny bit dusty, but not really too much. It looks like there's an M.2 SSD under here. I'm not sure if it's PCIe, NVMe, or SATA, but I'm not going to pull all this stuff out because if I do, I'm going to have to redo all the thermal paste and everything like that. There's no removable RAM. The RAM is soldered to the board, but yeah, there's a M.2 SSD under this piece here. If you want to remove that, it looks like there's 4 screws. There's 2 here and then 2 more here. Okay, and yeah, you got the wireless card here soldered to the board. You got the, I believe this is the webcam or touchscreen cable, and then you got the LCD LVDS connector. If you do mess with these connectors, you do want to disconnect the battery and then press and hold the power button for 10 to 15 seconds before messing with them so you don't damage anything on the main board. Okay, I don't see a separate BIOS or CMOS battery, so most likely it's integrated with the main battery. You got the speaker connector here. It goes all the way across to this one. These kinds of connectors, you just grab the wings and then you kind of just wiggle it and keep wiggling it as you kind of pull, and eventually it will pop out. So if you keep wiggling it, there you go, that connector's out. I'm going to push it back in. So I don't want to remove too much stuff because the main issue they said they had was it was just when it goes to sleep or hibernate, it doesn't actually completely turn off and it'll just keep running and it'll run hot. So anyways, first thing I'm going to show here, well, I guess this is the only thing I'm going to disconnect, but you got the battery here. Let's see if there's a model. Battery model number is right here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. Okay, so right there, C31N1714. Alright, so hopefully you can read that. It's kind of reflecting on it. Alright, so now we're going to just disconnect the battery connector here. So there's not much room, but normally these connectors, you kind of just get under the edge of it and then you pop it up. So I'm going to turn it like this so I can have better grip. So usually I'll just use my fingernails underneath here and I'll kind of pop it up just like this. Okay, on the edges, just like that. So there we go. And the connector came out just like that, just by pulling it up. Again, after removing the battery or disconnecting the battery, I like to open up the computer and then press and hold the power button. So the power button is on the side here. Okay, so press and hold the power button 10 to 15 seconds just to drain any power. So I'm just going to hold that button, do this while the screen is open. Okay, and that's how you will make it safer to work on. Press and hold the power button 10 to 15 seconds, drain any power. Okay, Alright, so after that, that's pretty much it. You can go ahead and work on the computer. If you're wondering how to remove all these connectors, I show it in pretty much every other video, but you got the keyboard backlight connector here, the keyboard connector, pretty sure this is the trackpad connector, then you got this connector going to here for this USB board here, the USB, and it looks like for the power button and the volume buttons. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to show here. Alright, hopefully this video helped you guys. I know I didn't really do much on it. I'm just going to clean up the dust inside and I'll be back. Alright, so I cleaned off all the dust inside, so now we're just going to put it back together. Okay, so the battery, to put it back, you just push it back in place. Alright, let me zoom in and show this. So just get it lined up, push it back down. Alright, there we go. Okay, and if you want to remove the battery, you just take out the screws. I'm not going to show it because it's very simple. There's just 2 screws here, there's another screw here, and then 2 more screws up here, and 1 more screw over here. Then you can just lift it out. But anyways, that's pretty much all there is to this. There's not really much you can upgrade except for the SSD in here. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like, subscribe, share this channel with others so that they can see how to open up and work on their computers as well. Thank you for watching, and I see you guys in the next one. Alright, bye. Whoops, forgot to put back all the screws. Just snap all of this back together. Alright, make sure you snap these as well. Okay. Alright, there we go. Make sure that's all snapped in. Snap all these pieces back as well. There we go. And then just put back all the screws. Again, these 2 screws are shorter, as well as the 4 down there. Okay. And also, once you remove the battery, because it does also act as a CMOS battery, you might have to plug the computer back in to turn it back on. So if it's not turning on, just plug it back in, press the power button, and then give it a bit. Sometimes it'll take a while to start up. Alright, that's pretty much all there is to it. Again, please like, subscribe, help others find this video, and thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.